The government has announced a 3% pay rise for NHS staff in England.
Boris Johnson, hear us shout!
Pay us properly or get out!
Boris Johnson, hear us shout!
Pay us properly or get out!
We were just disgusted, really. It was absolutely disgusting. I mean, after everything that we've done.
Everyone's obviously very angry, very upset.
When we found out that the cost of the pay rise would be met by existing NHS budgets, when we're already running so short, that was just the final straw, really. If we don't get a substantial pay rise, then we're seeing an inability of us to deliver our core services. We've still got 40,000 plus nurse vacancies in the NHS, that's in England alone. And vacancy rates are actually growing.
Since the first wave, a lot of nurses, a lot of doctors have left the profession because they just can't do this kind of work anymore for the pay that we get. We're continually physically exhausted, but then also mentally exhausted.
Terrible shift patterns, not enough rest.
If we have to isolate, you have to take it as unpaid leave.
It's more than we can bear, but do you really care? The kiss of life to save our life, all you do is stare.
Have we not sacrificed enough? Yes, we have! Enough is enough! Enough is enough! Enough is enough! Enough is enough! Enough is enough!
We're all burnt out. We deserve fair pay. It's time to strike. It's not like we want to, but this is a real kick in the teeth.
Now what we're seeing is a mood of anger, outrage and disappointment turning into determination to take this on and take the government on.
This is not just for pay in our pockets, but it's for patient safety as well. We have such a huge responsibility.
The NHS is definitely on its knees. Every single day you come into work, admissions are piling up, there's no nurses, there's no beds.
It's really important that everyone who works in the NHS to get out there on Friday to protest for a proper pay rise.
Everyone should be involved, like nurses, doctors, physios, the receptionists, everyone should be involved.
Everyone who cares about the NHS, please come and support us too. We really need your help.
If you're a trade unionist, if you're a postal worker, if you're a firefighter, if you're a student, if you've been active in Black Lives Matter, if you're worried about the environment, if you're in a tenants association, we need you to support us now. We cannot do this alone. We need the support of the entire community that we know will sustain us to keep this fight going.
Come on the demo with us.
Fight with us to save the NHS.
I'm back in full attack, never give in until they crack. Emergency!
NHS workers say no. Listen, every single one of you NHS workers, we've got your back. We will stand by your side and we will fight until you get what you want. Anyone out there that can make it down to London tomorrow at 5 p.m, you know what it is. Come on, get down there, support the thing. If there's anyone in this country that deserves a pay rise right now, it is definitely our NHS workers. They're not asking for a royal yacht. They're not asking for a little toy railway set to run across the country. They're not asking for private jets to fly them around the place. They're asking them for a pay rise to help them live better lives, to help them secure that safety for us, the patients, us. Let's get behind the NHS, support the ting. Big up Real News for sharing that story. They are great friends of Bywire here at Bywire and always doing great work to support trade union and activism across the UK, traveling all across the place to capture what's going on. And I'm sure they'll be there tomorrow. And I look forward to their video so that we can share that on the show. Now, you know what it is. Who else brings you the news you know you can trust other than myself, Dan Lewis, here on the Bywire? Dano, what's good, people? It is Thursday night and another weekend is nearly upon us. What have you got planned? Tell me. Hit me up in the comments. I might come join you. Man's free this weekend. You get me? But listen, the parliamentarians may be off on their recess. Who knows what they're up to? Some of them are working. Some of them are hiding. I ain't got to say nothing. But the world keeps going round and making news that the mainstream media don't seem to report. This is why we are here alongside our independent media partners. So if you're looking for news that you can trust, or you can trust, and that is also not funded by billionaires with a capitalist agenda, and that covers the stories that matter, give us a like, follow, head on over to our YouTube channel and hit subscribe. Also, we joined TikTok today. So if you know your difference between your FYP and a timeline, then come follow us over there, fam. Don't know. Now, I promise though, I will not be doing any dance trends. My daughter's already banned me from that stuff, so don't worry. It's calm. Now, and as the news is what you guys came here for, let's get onto it. Let's get into the thing. Over in the USA, they have a new Chinese ambassador to Washington, Qin Gang. The new ambassador wished the United States victory against COVID-19 and said great potential awaited bilateral relations. This is a big moment after 4 years of Trump having a go at China and creating a lot of hostility towards the nation and the people of China. Joe, where are my aviators Biden, is set to ease those tensions. And with a new ambassador, it will make life potentially a lot easier for him. America is seen as a superpower in the world, but with their economic issues and being seen as a laughingstock by many world leaders recently, compared to China's growing wealth and control they have over the globe, America's capitalist ways will need to keep China on sides. Now, talking of money and laughing stocks, Boris Johnson's new royal yacht is set to cost £250 million. Did you guys see the video of Boris with the umbrella? Like, I know we all struggle with umbrellas in bad weather, right? But surely he has people that can do that. Anyway, he's got the new royal yacht is set to cost £250 million. Now, this alongside, as mentioned before, his railway set for his friends named HS2, costing over £100 billion. Let me just say that again. £100 billion is exactly what is wrong with our government, considering they aren't willing to spend the £82 million a year over 4 years to end homelessness in the UK. Over in Palestine, in the city of Ramallah, DCI Palestine, who defend Palestinian children from being when they're being detained by the Israeli army, have been raided this morning. The Israeli forces who enacted the raids stole laptops, computers, and files. All of these items are used to hold information about the child clients that are in Israeli military courts. Like, there's so many things that I've just said in those last couple of sentences that are messed up. DCI say they were not informed of the reason for the raid. Why are children in... Why are the military... Israel, sort it out, man. Seriously. Like, nah, it's gone. Free Palestine. Free Palestine. Now, yesterday, we covered some of the situation in Xinjiang, China. And today, we have heard that our Foreign Secretary, Dominic Raab, has said it is unlikely that he would be attending the Beijing 2022 Winter Olympics in the region. A bipartisan group of US lawmakers on Friday called on the International Olympic Committee to postpone the 2022 Winter Olympics and relocate the event unless China ends what the United States deems an ongoing genocide against Uyghurs and other Muslim minority groups. China denies wrongdoing and has said that it has established vocational training centers in Xinjiang to address religious extremism. The Royal Meteorological Society's International Journal of Climatology haven't sent me a weather person yet, but for the record, but also have today released a report compiled by scientists at the UK's Met Office, the National Oceanography Centre, the University of Cambridge, and the Woodland Trust, and Poland's Poznan University of Life Sciences coming together to compile this report, which basically says Britain's climate is getting warmer and sunnier and wetter. What? Last year was the warmest on record, and experts warn that extreme weather events such as floods, heat waves, and droughts will increase across the world due to the effects of global warming. Saying average temperatures for the UK continue to climb with nearly a degree of warming when comparing to the most recent 30 years with the preceding 30-year periods. This was from Mike Kenson, lead author and senior climate scientist at the Met Office. Like, these guys have been doing this stuff for a long time, and it's not often they get stuff wrong. You know what I mean? Like, it's very rare. Britain has also, on average, been 6% wetter over the last 30 years. That's from 1991 to 2020. Then the preceding 30 years from 61 to 90, and the 6 of the 10 wettest years in a series from 1862 have occurred since 1998. This is all coming out of this report. Now, you can read more about this on our website at bywire.news, where there are links to other articles and the full report. But if you want to take action, check out some of our previous episodes where we've had COP26, Labour Green New Deal, and many other different groups and activists on the show to talk about their work and also what actions you can take to challenge world leaders into making a difference. Now, not rinsing your plates before putting them in the dishwasher you probably don't have isn't going to reverse the damage that has been done. Moving away from fossil fuels and stopping big corporations from using extremely large amounts of plastic for packaging are 2 big ways we can actually make a difference. We need action, not hollow promises. Meanwhile, just this afternoon, Steve Brown, the chief executive of North Sea Oil Company, or Orcadian Energy, has deleted a tweet where he claims that the Paris Accord, which is a legally binding international treaty or agreement on climate change, which was adopted by 196 parties at COP21, which is basically what's coming up in September here in Glasgow, but it was the 21st one in Paris on the 12th of December 2015, and it entered into force on the 4th of November 2016. He said that this is insane. Of course he did. He runs an oil company, and people who want to save the planet aren't really keen on oil companies. But it says a lot about where these people are at when the same company he works for, or he's the CEO of, claims it is working towards a net zero carbon emissions target. Yeah, we'll leave that one there. My man, Mr. Brown, I think you might be looking at a board of directors meeting soon, and it won't be a good one for you. Not talking about shares. Now, just last week, it was announced that oil companies across the Middle East will work to produce 400,000 more barrels of oil a day by September 2022. This is unbelievable. We reported it on this show, and for me, the confidence in seeing change from above on the climate is reducing by the second. Honestly, changing the system is needed, and not just on the climate. There is so much more to it. We need action. We need big action. And I think the people are the ones that are going to have to seriously force it through. And let's look to groups that are taking action already, whether it is the people that I've mentioned or Extinction Rebellion. Other groups are out there. Let's do it. Let's bring about that change, people, because it's not just our children's futures. It's getting closer to our futures as well. Think about it. We all need a future, and if we can save this earth, it will be one of the greatest achievements of all time. Hopefully, in the process, we can smash capitalism while we're at it. Now, talking about system change, Catherine Cornbury has found in Byline Times that there is a culture of institutional violence. The Lambeth Child Abuse Inquiry exposes how the system is the scandal. Catherine takes us through what has happened in Lambeth and then onto a holistic view of child abuse and how when we hear about individual cases, we are shocked. But the problem is that there is nearly always more cases that have not been uncovered and hidden away by the system. Too often, we hear about the negligence, the fear to speak up, or the failed attempts to avoid bad press, which leaves more children in danger. From Lambeth Council to Jimmy Savile, there are people who have spoken up and been silenced or not listened to, and people who have feared speaking up because of the damage it might cause to themselves and or the organization that they may or may not work for or be involved with. Now, with some exceptions, they treated children in care as if they were worthless. This is the damning verdict of the independent inquiry into child sexual abuse, or the IICSA, in its forensic and chilling report about the child abuse scandal at the Lambeth Council-run Shirley Oak campus in Croydon. These scenarios are leading to failures to investigate and the tragedy of dead children for a wide range of reasons. Perfectly worded by Catherine, each separate act of abuse is appalling, but we need to ask ourselves why the state keeps locking people up in places that are dangerous. The system is the scandal. Now onto the Canary, and Steve Topple has been watching Sky News. No, that is not where he gets his news from on a regular. It is where yesterday the Tory Work and Pension Secretary, Therese Coffey, a horrible woman, by the way, was left squirming good after she was questioned on the credibility of the Prime Minister. It's always good to see the government being held to account by the mainstream media. But let's be honest, Coffey isn't the brightest bulb in the box and is as bad a liar as her boss Boris. So it wasn't that hard, especially for someone like Kay Burley. You know, we've all seen Kay go at, well, we've seen what she does when she's having a go at people, and she will just have a go at anyone. It is what it is. Now, Steve in the Canary has provided a great transcript of the conversation, which I'm sure will make many memes after today, but also marking history, the depths the Tories will go to look after each other. I suppose yesterday there was the word democracy was used by Unity News. Here we just see the blatant bullshit from them, basically. Now, back up on the rooftop, yes, it is news worth shouting about, which on this occasion, as per, I could not agree more. Louise Akers' article shows the trailblazing artist who channels creative talents to raise awareness of climate change. An acclaimed Black artist is harnessing her lifelong passion for art to address some of the biggest challenges and possible solutions facing humanity and the environment as the countdown to COP26 continues. The more I hear about people taking action around and towards COP26, the more my heart is filled with a little bit more joy. The campaign designs are the brainchild of Emma Blake Morsey, aged 24, who has created a series of evocative billboards and posters currently emblazoned across Bristol to highlight how innovative, pioneering research holds the key to unlocking such pressing problems, including access to water, sanitation, and sustainable food sources. Emma, of British Nigerian heritage, who was raised in the UK, said, "Leading this campaign fulfills a big ambition because I'm passionate about finding creative solutions to the world's social and sustainable challenges. COP26 may not be on everyone's radar, so this is an important and exciting way to make the hot topics under discussion more accessible and relatable." Couldn't agree more. It is definitely shocking that after the rainforest being on fire, California burning, Australia burning, the earth shaking from fracking, the sea being on fire, people's tap water being on fire, and the actions of Extinction Rebellion and other activist groups across the world, that we still need to raise awareness? But thank the stars for people like Emma who can get the message out there in very beautiful and creative ways. On the point of climate change, I just want to reiterate, man, if you're not a part of a climate change movement, get out there and join one. Join a group that are fighting to make a difference. Even if it is something small in your community, every little thing makes a difference. All of the actions we can take out in our lives, you know, removing plastic from our lives and taking out metal straws, all those things are helpful. But even if you've got a local park or a beach where you can go and help with a cleanup, get involved and be a part of making that change. Please, people, because the urgency is there. And I'm not just saying this because I've got a platform here to be able to talk about it. The urgency is seriously there. The sea is burning. The forests are burning. The world is burning. and we need to take action. Keep fighting, keep going, and big up all the people already doing a mad thing. Now over to our big story tonight, which is by Sophia Purdy-Moore in The Canary. Yes, the one you all tuned in for. It looks like Farage's attempts to discredit the RNLI have backfired. In his latest attempt to stir up anti-immigrant sentiment, Farage attacked the RNLI, calling it a migrant taxi service that facilitates immigration to the UK. See, if it was a migrant taxi service, I would expect them to have slightly better vehicles for it. And also, I wouldn't really mind if they were facilitating migration to the UK. The problem is that our Home Secretary, the smiling assassin, Mrs. Priti Patel, wouldn't really allow that kind of system. In fact, actually, her new bill seems to be making what the RNLI do illegal anyway. Interesting situation, but right-wing commentator Darren Grimes also chipped in with an abhorrent couple of tweets suggesting that the RNLI should refuse to help migrants at risk of drowning to end the expectation that anybody can get to Britain illegally. These attacks come after Home Secretary Priti Patel has been lambasted for her immigration bill, which, as I mentioned before, would basically criminalize the RNLI volunteers who help refugees and asylum seekers at sea. Responding to the attacks, RNLI Chief Executive Mark Dowie issued a statement saying that the volunteer rescue service is incredibly proud of its lifeboat crews' work at sea. In a brilliant video explaining why they save migrants alongside a fundraiser to help them keep doing what they do, I think that the RNLI deserves so much more. And I've mentioned it already. Many of them are volunteers. Like, Nigel just couldn't help himself here. He saw migrants and he went red. He went full gammon. He got angry. And that's the problem with these right-wingers. They just can't hold their piss, man. Honestly, they are racist. They are horrible. And no wonder the ratings on GB News are going down when they platform people like this. Thankfully, though, the nation came together against Farage's hate and overnight raised £200,000 for the charity. I'm sure that number is growing. That was the last time I saw a figure released. Big up the RNLI and all of the people involved. We really appreciate all of the work you do, not only for people who live here in the UK, but also for the people that are stuck at sea. Just a little reminder to people that think about it. Would you ever go into the British Channel on a dinghy without even a proper motor? Some guy who barely knows how to use it with your children? Would you do that? Would you think that's a sensible idea? No. But what would cause you to do that? Running away from war? Running away from persecution? Running to make sure that you can keep following the religion that you believe in so deeply in your heart? This is what people are doing. They are running away just to try and improve their lives from a horrible state of affairs behind them. Even if they aren't running away from something horrible, I see no reason why we should not accept more people here in the UK. When we look at the statistics, over many, many, many years, people who have migrated or found asylum here in the UK in a 10-year period, actually in a 5-year period, have contributed more in taxes than they've taken out of the system that we pay taxes into. And over 10 years, the number just increases. When we look around our streets, when we go out and we look at the people who run our shops, run our restaurants, who work alongside us, who drive us to places, they're not all English. They're from all different places all over the world. The guy you're looking at on the screen right now, me, I'm the son of a migrant. I'm the grandson of a migrant. And probably the people you sit next to in work, the people you watch on television, the people we are celebrating at the Olympics right now, are all descendants of migrants or related to people who are migrants themselves. What is the problem with people coming to the UK from other countries? The problem is racism, and that is all there is to it. And that's why people like Nigel Farage do so well, because they stir up that hate. There's the old story that many people may have heard and many people may have not, but there's a rich man with 50 biscuits. He gives one to the worker and says to the worker, "Watch out over there." that migrant's looking to take some of your crumbs while he walks away with 50 biscuits. It could be coins, it could be anything else you use in that analogy instead of biscuits, but I like food, so I'm going to use food. And talking of food, I'm happy to break my bread with anyone that needs it. So if people like Nigel Farage and Darren Grimes want to go on TV and not share our beautiful country with other people, I will challenge them. They can come and argue with me anytime they want to. I will fight them. I will take them on, because migration is a beautiful thing. I don't believe in borders. I believe in the freedom of movement. And that is what we should all do, because we are all humans and we all have a responsibility to look after each other and look after this earth. Listen, guys, thank you so much for tuning into the show tonight. I really appreciate all of the support. I love hearing back from you guys about what you like and don't like about the show. Make sure you hit me up on Twitter, think_become, if you're not already there. Dunno when it comes to the Facebook. Follow us, like us. You know what it is. Head over to YouTube and hit that subscribe button. If you can't wait till Monday for more, we've got loads and loads. There is now 35 episodes of On the Bywire on our YouTube channel that you can scroll through on a playlist and watch back. Also, we have round-the-clock news available on bywire.news. Just head over to our website and you will find it there. As a final message for tonight, I'm going to play the video that we shared at the beginning. And please, if you can, do whatever you can to get out there and support our NHS workers. Because, damn it, we love you, NHS workers. Every single person in the NHS, we love you all. We respect you, and you definitely deserve more. Enough is enough.
The government has announced a 3% pay rise for NHS staff in England.
Boris Johnson, hear us shout! Pay us properly or get out! Boris Johnson, hear us shout! Pay us properly or get out!
We were just disgusted, really. It was absolutely disgusting. I mean, after everything that we've done.
Everyone's obviously very angry, very upset.
When we found out that the cost of the pay rise would be met by existing NHS budgets, when we're already running so short, that was just the final straw, really. If we don't get a substantial pay rise, then we're seeing an inability of us to deliver our core services. We've still got 40,000 plus nurse vacancies in the NHS, that's in England alone. And vacancy rates are actually growing.
Since the first wave, a lot of nurses, a lot of doctors have left the profession because they just can't do this kind of work anymore for the pay that we get. We're continually physically exhausted, but then also mentally exhausted.
Terrible shift patterns, not enough rest.
If we have to isolate, you have to take it as unpaid leave.
It's more than we can bear, but do you really care? The kiss of life to save our life, all you do is stare.
Have we not sacrificed enough? Yes, we have! Enough is enough! Enough is enough! Enough is enough! Enough is enough! Enough is enough!
We're all burnt out. We deserve fair pay. It's time to strike. It's not like we want to, but this is a real kick in the teeth.
Now what we're seeing is a mood of anger, outrage and disappointment turning into determination to take this on and take the government on.
This is not just for pay in our pockets, but it's for patient safety as well. We have such a huge responsibility.
The NHS is definitely on its knees. Every single day you come into work, admissions are piling up, there's no nurses, there's no beds.
It's really important that everyone who works in the NHS to get out there on Friday to protest for a proper pay rise.
Everyone should be involved, like nurses, doctors, physios, the receptionists, everyone should be involved.
Everyone who cares about the NHS, please come and support us too. We really need your help.
If you're a trade unionist, if you're a postal worker, if you're a firefighter, if you're a student, if you've been active in Black Lives Matter, if you're worried about the environment, if you're in a tenants association, we need you to support us now. We cannot do this alone. We need the support of the entire community that we know will sustain us to keep this fight going.
Come on the demo with us.
Fight with us to save the NHS.